G'day folks, it's King Theoden here, and we are back on the Evermoor server, and it's just in time that we're back because I have the perfect project, which unfortunately is not going to be finishing up King Theoden's hall here. It's my favourite part on the server, and I've been meaning to get back here and yeah, fix it all up with some nice little details. Like, we've got all these red banners with nothing on them. We need some more furniture. And King Theoden's quarters is completely empty. We've got lots of work to do here, but that is not what we're doing today. Neither is finishing my village, which has been my other plan that I've been putting off and off and off. We've only got a few houses down there, and yeah, we've got a great big, whoop, wrong button. Got a great big beacon in the middle of the base, which looks ugly. We'll get rid of that, but I was using that for something else. But we do have one extra building right here. I had begun my plan of filling up my village, but yeah, got distracted with something super duper cool. And those of you with a very good eye who have watched my new Japanese farming village time-lapse might recognize this build. This is not actually a Viking build. This is one of my Gasso houses that I have, well, kind of transformed so it would fit into the Viking village. We've just changed the roof up a little bit, done it with hay bales, and it goes in here very, very well. So this one is just a barn on the inside. But you know, I was playing around with some bees the other day here on the server, and I realised I had absolutely nowhere to put them, so I had to dig out a big room underground. So it'd be nice to have tons and tons of buildings up here, so when I get an idea for a little project, I can just go in the building and, yeah, put it in there. But let's go show you. Well, no, let's leave the beacon for a little bit. Let's go to the community island, and we will talk about my new project. So the theme for our community area is a nature theme, and Meg Ray has done the most by far. She has been transforming this place with all the natureness in mind, but she's done it from the perspective that we are tiny little bugs and everything is huge. So we've got all these huge flowers and blades of grass all around us. We've got a nice mushroom house over there. So I want to continue in that theme that we're tiny little bugs. So over here the other day I did some nice nether mushrooms. So we've got the warped ones and the crimson mushroom over there. They look super duper cool, and that's actually marking the entrance to my warped wood farm. So if we go down here, we've seen this in a previous episode, but I have cleaned it up just the tiniest little bit. So this will grow all the mushrooms and push them along. And then we can just go up to the top using our water elevator and just come down and absolutely destroy everything in there. And I've marked them nicely. So we've got two machines here. That one's doing the warped wood with the blue, and that one the crimson. And of course, my other addition to our community island is the Kraken minigame over there holding up the two ships. So other than that, I haven't done anything at all here, except for, of course, the nice portal inside my fairy gate. And the fairy gate is kind of the theme we are going to continue with right now. We are going to do a tiny little fairy's house. And any of you who follow me on Twitter would have already seen the design, because I was playing around creative, not knowing what I was building or why I was building it, but I know why now. We are going to put it in the island, and I was actually kind of hoping to be able to sneak it into this area somewhere. I think it'll look nice. Let's have a wander around and see if there's any room at all. Looks like Meg's filled everything up pretty nicely here. And this is the perfect opportunity to use the most powerful weapon in Minecraft, the stick. Because with this magic wand, we can actually use Light Medica to bring up a little outline of what I'm trying to build here. So this is my tiny little fairy house. I based this on a photo of, I think it's actually something for your garden, like a tiny little thing you can put in your garden to look like a fairy's house. And I've built it in Minecraft, and I think it's supposed to be an acorn, but the picture didn't really look like an acorn, so who knows. But now I can I'm looking around in weird places just trying to direct this thing. We can sort of see where it's going to fit. So this was one option, and I'm quickly seeing that build is way too big. Let's spin him around. And the other spot I saw was just where this little pond is. It hasn't been decorated much, so I thought, wouldn't it be nice to walk in the entrance to Meg's thing here? And you can turn right there and see my house. But I'm thinking now that he's still going to be too big. I would have to tear down half of that hill. Okay, I don't think there is enough room in here for him, and another option is just on the outside over here, but first of all, I would get lost every time I try and find it, but yeah, there's nothing much out here at the moment. Plenty of room, but not much out here. Okay, rather than try and cram this guy in with some of the other builds, let's just start expanding our build area here. I'm going to put him on that side, and that way if I come up with a few more cool little designs for these houses, I can put them all up on that hill. And yeah, it's about time we started expanding just a little bit. So anyway, it's not so simple as I've got this build now and I can come along and build it. See, I can't paste it into this world. This isn't a creative world. This is survival on a server. I actually have to build it. That's just an outline. And there are lots and lots of new blocks in this thing. Like that's a raw gold block there. We've got lots of copper. I've only just started mining since the update. So I've got myself a tiny bit of copper. But the big one is these glowing item frames. I don't have any glow squid. And that, people, is why I had that big beacon set up at the base. So what I did, guys, is I went on the Minecraft wiki and I did about 2 seconds of research, which is about all I can handle in my old age. I'm not a student anymore. And I saw that the squid they spawn in the dark. So I came down the bottom of the base here, and without any real plan, I just dug out a great big room and put down some water, and nothing spawned. So I actually went to the wiki and read it this time. And they said the squid spawned between 2 certain levels, and I was way too deep. So we set up the beacon, and we reset up the beacon after I'd already destroyed it, and we started again, and we came down to this level right here. And this time I actually did have a plan, and we've made ourselves a nice little squid farm. And there are 2 ways you can do it now. Like with the axolotl, you can just make a great big pool, and the axolotl will spawn in there with the glow squid and they will attack them and eventually kill them. But being on a server, I didn't want a whole lot of lag, and even though a pool is just a pool, there shouldn't be too much lag in it. The mob AI always causes lag, so all those axolotls spawning and going after the squid, that will cause lag. So I decided to go with the classic design here, where they just spawn in the water there, and then they fall down. If it was just squid, I could let them suffocate, but because we've got axolotl as well, I've had to put down some magma blocks for that. And thank you very much, Bobbit Pickle, for supplying those. I'm very, very scared of our nether here on the server. It's so crazy at spawn, like where we go through the portals. Hello, Mr. Golem Dude. It's just super scary, and I don't like to go in there. Here's my little bee factory, which doesn't really work properly. It works sometimes, but not all the time. Let's AFK for a tiny little bit and see if we can get some Squidwards spawning. Okay, the first time I tested this, I had slabs down there rather than the magma blocks. So I came back here and there were axolotl absolutely everywhere, but yeah, it looks like not much to see. But let's see if something actually did happen while I was gone. Yes, it did. So that is the glow ink problem solved. I've raided a couple of shipwrecks and we've gotten the moss, so I've got all the other little goodies I think I'm going to need. So we are ready, guys. Let's go build this thing.
So keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So
Well, so much for this being a quick and easy build. It's a full day later now, before I could even start building it. It just turns out I didn't have nearly the materials I thought I did. I had to go mining again, I didn't have enough copper, and I had 0 raw gold. Well, pretty much 0 raw gold, so yep, that took a while, and then I decided I wanted to put some turtle eggs in the interior, and I didn't have any of them, so we had to make ourselves a little turtle farm. And this is my go-to method for making a quick and easy turtle farm. You find a little island somewhere easy to light up, because you have to be up all night, and you don't want the zombies crushing the eggs. You find a little island where there are already turtles, because they'll only breed in on their home beach. And then you just fence a couple in here and you start breeding them up. And what you do is you feed them seagrass. When they lay an egg, pick it up with the silk touch, then you dig a little hole and you put the egg in there, because if you leave the egg up the top, the turtles will keep going over it and crush it. But if the egg's down there, it's nice and safe. And then you've just got to wait for the thing to hatch so you can breed up a whole bunch of them. And they only hatch at night. So I just make myself a little hidey hole from the phantoms, and it takes a while, but once you get a few bred up, it's actually really, really quick to get turtle eggs, because you can just feed them over and over again really quickly, and you get tons of eggs. So that's what I spent yesterday doing. But we finally got the thing done, and I'll show you it in shaders in a little while. It looks so cool. But first, we need to do the interior. And I thought we could do this together because it's interesting. What kind of interior does a fairy's house have? Well, it's got a jack-o'-lantern. That's pretty fairy-ish, I guess. And I've scattered a few leaves and moss blocks in the roof. This is an idea I got from the Obsidian Order World Tour I did a little while ago. There was a mushroom house that had leaves all through the roof. I should have checked this. I think it was Anderman's build. But anyway, let's get started. We're on a mushroom island, so I don't have to worry about beasties spawning, but the sun's setting, it's going to get a bit dark. Let's have a quick little nap, and I think I'm going to be using a bed around here somewhere anyway, so let's pop him there and have a nap. And we're using a lime green bed because I think that's a very fairy sort of colour, and we will just turn this into a bit of a lounge chair, a bit of a day bed. And even though we don't need to light the place up because it is a mushroom island, because I like to look at this thing in the shaders, it's always good to have plenty of light. So we will put a little rug on the floor, a nice little pink rug. Now the front door here, even though it looks pretty cool from the outside with all the different textures, on the inside it looks a little bit rough, so we will clean this up with... Did I bring everything? I think I did. Let's put a couple of plants in here just to cover things up a bit, and then up the top there, I'm going to use this item frame with the lit up item frame. I really love these, and putting a sunflower in there I think looks a little bit fairy-ish, and we'll just frame that with a couple of trapdoors. Now, I really need to get myself some birds, some parrots, because we are going to put a little bird cage in here. I used to have them. I think when we updated the world, we deleted the chunks that my parrots were in, so they may not be there anymore, unfortunately. But we will put a little bird cage there, and eventually I'll get a parrot in here and sit him on the trapdoor. Oops, that was a bit silly. There we go. And I just had to make a quick run back to base to grab myself some candles. This is why doing time lapses in survival is always super duper hard. I'm always forgetting things. So underneath the window over here we might put in some looms to look like a little table with some drawers. And I don't know if it showed up in the time lapse, but we had a wandering trader come along and I managed to get a head from him. Actually, let's put this head on the angle. I don't like him sitting straight ahead like that. Also got a llama head. That was pretty cool. I might have to get up a little bit to do this. Let's run up here. Too high. And can I do it? Boom. No. Okay. Scaffolding is not the best block for this one. Do I have any blocks? Yes, I do. Let's jump up again. And hold shift on the angle. That is much, much better. And we'll add a little bit more light up the top here. I reckon we can just scatter end rods around. They will look pretty cool. And there's another thing I want to do. I want to do another little rug in the floor, but I don't want to use carpet. So what we're going to do is grab that and we will waterlog a slab. So we'll put some water in there and a slab, and then we can do a nice little lily pad. I don't know what you'd call that. Just a little mat, I suppose. And I'm getting even more funny ideas now. This wasn't the plan. I only planned this out a little bit. But just in here, I want to do something a little bit crazy. So we'll do a bit of coarse dirt there so I can plant an azalea tree. And that to me looks like what a fairy would use for a coffee table. So we'll just put a few things on that. Yeah, that looks cute. And I was thinking, this community island, what we do here is we don't have shops, we just give everything away for free, like that spider over there. That's got string in a shulker box down below. So I'm going to set up some barrels, and here we can give stuff away for free. I'll grab another one, actually. And I'm guessing because I just made the big squid farm, that we can give away the glow squid ink for free. So I'll just stack them in all the barrels right there. And then what I needed the turtle eggs for, we're going to do a little lamp above our end rod. And we're running back to base again. I need more materials. Okay, we're back, and I think it's time for a nice little painting. So I just want this one wide painting here, and ooh, that's a nice yellow one that goes well with the rest of the decor in here. And we will grab some trapdoors to frame this as well. That looks nice. We'll just put in a bit more light with a little end rod table there. Couple of sea pickles, and what I ran back to base for, I want to put a lectern here with a book. What else has a fairy got to do but read all day? Now in front of the window we're going to do a little table that I do quite a bit, but we're going to change it up a little bit because it's a fairy. So we'll just do a trapdoor table here, and usually I put carpet on top, but this time we are going to use moss. Okay, I really don't want to have to go back to base again. Let's see if we can find what I need from over here. Come on, there's got to be an oak tree somewhere. So a fairy's going to make all their furniture from the forest around the house. So I thought for a table, let's just use a little oak stump and surround this with a couple of chairs. We're going to put some light green carpet on them again. And some birch trapdoors for the backrests. And then on top we will just finish with a little flower. And I think that will do us for the time being, for the interior for the fairy house. But I think I'm definitely going to start... I love these fairy house designs. I'm going to build a few more. And I'm thinking I'm going to get a lot better at decorating the interiors for these. And as promised, here it is in the shaders. I do love this thing. I'm going to call it the Acorn House. Even though I'm pretty sure it doesn't look anything like an acorn, but I do think it's a lovely addition to our little island here, and I can't wait to come up with a few more designs for this. That's all I want to build at the moment, is just more little fairy houses. Let's have a look at the interior. Yeah, I didn't need to light it up so much because we're on a mushroom island. Don't have to worry about the beasties spawning in here, but I think this does do the trick. Anyway, I'm going to go back to base, AFK, get a whole lot of glow squid ink, and load that thing up. And I think that'll do us for today, guys. So what do you reckon, guys? Do we need a tutorial for my new little fairy house? I'm thinking that we do. So look forward to that one. Anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed that video, and I will see you next time. Cheers, guys. I'm Cortezerino. Bye-bye.